All right, Weird Kids TV. They say, Jake, thanks for all that you do. What's next for the reverse carry trade? Are we good on the OCC situation? And what happened to Evernorth? I saw a video with Paul Barron, podcast guy, said XRP was being suppressed, PA, in July. Lots of questions in that one. So we went over the reverse carry trade just before I answered this. So same thing on the OCC. You know, they got the comments back. I do think they're going to be rolling that out shortly. Evernorth still, filing amendments to their S4. They've been back and forth with the SEC a couple times at this point. They did, send them some red lines and revisions. It's not like an ETF where it's just, you meet these standards and you're able to go. So there's some back and forth, and I do think that they're going to be able to roll out Evernorth here in the next 30 to 45 days. I do think that they'll be able to finalize that SPAC, and I think there may be some additional announcements alongside that, which is going to be pretty cool. And then, as far as XRP being suppressed, Ripple sells XRP onto the market. Like, I'm bullish. Like, I understand why they do it the way that they do it. It funds Ripple. I don't make any bones about that. There's a lot of other people that poo-poo on that or don't understand the dynamic there. But yeah, there's definitely price manipulation in the market. And this is a nascent market. It's less than $3 trillion in total market cap. It only takes a couple $1 billion to manipulate any one of these digital assets, Bitcoin included. So, and I know that sounds like a lot of money to one individual, but these institutions have billions and billions and billions of dollars to be able to participate in these ecosystems and deploy and do what they need to in order to be able to make money, because that's what they're, trying to do. So if they wanted to buy through the dark pools and the OTC desk and not move the market, and they wanted to sell a portion of that back onto the market through the exchanges to continue to push price down and hold it low, that's a great way to continue to dollar cost average down and get low pricing across the market for an extended period of time if you're recycling some of that XRP that you're buying off the OTC desk in the dark pools. That's just my thesis on why it's being manipulated and how it's being held down. Somebody else, I'm sure, could look at capital flows and validate that. I think we need price appreciation before they're going to tokenize the stock market. So if that's going to happen in Q3, then we would need some price appreciation before then for back-end settlement, because otherwise there's not enough liquidity. And you mentioned July. I think that we're going to get tokenization of the stock market in Q3. At least that seems to be the intent for both NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, and